Alright, I think we can start this episode off because we have a couple codex entries. So let's start with the African slaves of Hispaniola. Alright, 1 second. Stopwatch real quick. There we go. The African slaves of Hispaniola. The first African slaves landed on Hispaniola in 1501, so 17, 18 years before we arrived, and were destined for the mines. Spain was building an empire and needed the riches of the New World, its gold and silver, and the crops of sugarcane. In the early days of the Spanish conquest, the local Indians were used as free labor. Later, they were enslaved and forced to work by the Spanish, but the Indian population decreased rapidly, partly because of the wars, but also due to diseases brought by the Europeans, such as measles and flu. In 1500, it is estimated that there were about 50 million Indians in the Americas. By 1600, this number had been reduced to about 8 million. Yep, it was very horrific. The Spanish authorities were alarmed at this decline in the local Indian population. New laws made by the Spanish in 1542 put an end to them being taken as slaves. Instead, a new system, the encomienda, was introduced, according to which the Indians were obliged to do a certain amount of work for the Spanish landowner on whose land they lived. They were now serfs instead of slaves, though the difference was negligible. Yeah, I mean, serf is basically just another word for a slave. Or a rent slave this time. To keep up the output of the mines or the plantations, the number of imported African slaves was increased. At first, they were brought from other colonies owned by Spain, such as the Canary Islands and the Atlantic Ocean. Later, slaves were brought in greater numbers from West Africa. The license to sell slaves went to whomever was prepared to pay the most for it. Often, this meant that Portuguese, Dutch, German, British, or Genoese merchants were supplying slaves to the Spanish colonies. From 1550 to 1595, the official records show that 36,300 enslaved Africans were imported into the Spanish-owned parts of South America. The number was probably much higher as more were smuggled in by unlicensed slave traders. In 1574, a census taken at the Greater Antilles reported 1,000 Spaniards and 12,000 African slaves on Hispaniola. Yep. Very not pleasant. At all. But that's history for you. It's fascinating and interesting, but also filled with a lot of incredibly dark, horrific things. That was a little word. Let's go with the Caribs. About 100 years prior to the Spanish invasion, the Tainos were challenged by an invading South American tribe, the Caribs. Fierce, warlike, and adept at using poison-tipped arrows, they raided Taino settlements for slaves, especially female slaves, and took Taino bodies for their rites of cannibalism. It has been argued that the preeminence of the Tainos, shaken by the attacks on the Caribs, was already jeopardized by the time of the Spanish occupation. In fact, it was Caribs who fought the most effectively against the Europeans. Their behavior probably led the Europeans to unfairly attribute warlike tendencies to all of the island's tribes. A dynamic tension between the Tainos and the Caribs certainly existed when Christopher Columbus landed on Hispaniola. Yep, so yeah, it does show that there were some very violent, not great tribes within the thing. It doesn't excuse a people being wiped out by disease or by war, but it does show there are tribes of peoples and cultures across the world that do have a lot of things that probably don't make them great with their neighbors. That one, it's just that the Europeans ended up committing the worst atrocities in the very end. All right, let's get back in because we are now in Mexico, baby. We barely survived, and we need to regroup. I believe is how it was demonstrated. There we go. So our goal right now: track down and recover your shipwreck expedition members. Okay, who am I missing then? Am I missing any? No, Velasquez and Pintado and Trevino. No, my boys, my boys. 3 of my best men. No, what the fuck? Game, don't be a dick. Well, let's go check out this area then. This is our first lead. Swamp Village. From the site where you landed in your boats, you can see a village among the leafless trees of the swamp. Smoke rises lazily from a campfire, and as you come closer, you spot a group of villagers gathering at the periphery of the village to observe your arrival. They appear to be unarmed and overall harmless. Enter the village. You lead your caravan carefully into the village. The tribe seems peaceful. They even bow as you approach. Who among you is the chieftain? Isabella relays your question to the gathered tribesmen. An elderly native woman with a large amount of ornaments piercing her skin steps forward. I am Teacapan. chief of the village. My name is Bruno Villarejo. You herp. Jesus. Have you come searching for the ones who fell into the sea? Yes, precisely. She nods and motions for two young women of her tribe to come forward. She says something to them, and they rush off to one of the larger huts. Shortly, they reappear with Bernardo Trevino and Antonio Velasquez in tow. My friends, it is good to see you alive and well. How have you been treated? Velasquez salutes you with a smile when he's done hugging his friend. Worry not, Capitan Villarejo, we've not been harmed. And what of Pintado? Alejandro was struck with a cold after our little dip in the water last night. He'll be fine in a few days. Your servants are directed towards a hut in the back of the village, from which they return with Alejandro Pintado on a stretcher. The hunter does look a bit weak, but otherwise he appears uninjured. Teacapan watches your reunion with a warm smile. Will you feast with us, Bruno Villarejo? It would be my pleasure. Teacapan is joined by the other elders of the tribe, and you and your people are taken to the center of the village where a meal is prepared. When the food is served, Teacapan sits next to you and strikes up a conversation. You are not like the last shining ones that we met. Felipe Gutierrez's expedition came here. He looks uncertain. Tell me about the last shining ones you met. Teacapan frowns. 10 seasons ago, we saw their ships sail down the coast, and many suspected that they were gods. Several days later, they came here. There were too many to count. Many times the population of my tribe. They were very aggressive, and they took some of our people with them. We haven't seen our tribesmen since. Though it means little, I apologize for the way my people treated you. He smiles gratefully. You owe us no apologies, Bruno Villarejo. What other tribes live in this land? My tribe shares the swamp with a tribe of pearl fishers. Their home lies to the south down the coast. My people never leave the swamp. Beyond the western mountains, there are too many dangers. The pearl fishers trade with the peoples in the west, however. Perhaps they will be able to tell you more. Where did the other expedition go? They traveled to the northwest, away from the coast and into the heartlands. There was talk of establishing some form of outposts there. Finish your meal and retire. You and your people spend the night in the outskirts of the village. Your troops seem to keep to themselves, and so do the villagers. The night passes without incident. Next morning, you find Teacapan again while your servants are packing up the camp. We have plenty of food and medicine for your journey. Would you trade with us before you leave? Oh, yes, I would. They have a low supply of those, so I can give them a few of these to get medicine. Oh, I can get a lot of medicine. And normal supply of all those. But I think that works out because I do want more medicine. Close. Purchase items. There is nothing resembling a real market in the village, but you managed to track down a couple of villagers who know how to make nets for fishing, which you could easily use as traps in combat. They are also happy to construct barricades for you out of materials you can buy for them if your people will show them how. Diplomacy haggle. The villagers pretty much roll over as soon as you start negotiating, but their prices are so low to begin with, you know you can't press them much. They quickly agree to lower the price of their nets by 100 valuables, but they can't offer you more than 50 valuables off of barricades. I mean, I have so much money. There we go, Steve. All right, so we have a goal. Well, we don't really have a goal per se, but we have some options that we can do. What does end mean? So we have this pearl fishers. We have the pearl fishers down here that we can go visit. Before that, though, I need to barricades, caltrops. There we go. So I would say our best bet from here is to just explore. If I am marking this correctly. So let's head down to these pearl fishers, since that's the closest thing that we know of. Along the way, I'll start also just gathering resources as we go. I'm in no rush. Okay, that's a spot where I can recuperate afterwards. Alright, so Velasquez, you're gonna do an herbal So is Teresa. Oh. Herbal. Actually, no, you go hunting. Because you... Herbal. That. I want... Actually, yeah, I want Sanchez on you to get you healed back up again. Raphael, you're hunting. Figueroa, you're best at patrolling. Patrol. Guard. 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 And patrol. Let's get another patrol going. I do need someone actually on... We had Tinker at some point, so once Velasquez is done treating Teresa, I'll have him be our Tinker for a while. Oops. Remember to do this. There we go. And camp. Thomas. You sit next to Laszlo Pawlik at the evening's meal. The Hungarian mercenary does not appear to be particularly enjoying the food. You do not like the food, Pawlik? He smiles and shrugs. I am used to military food, but that doesn't mean I have to enjoy it. Your Spanish is very good. Gracias, Capitan. A mercenary tends to travel to many distant countries. It helps to have a talent for language. Are you still hoping to find Thomas here? A single stern nod. Like myself, he wore the black panoply of the Feket Sereg. He will not be difficult to identify if we find him, or his remains. That is a dark thought. I harbor no illusions about the dangers of this land. All evidence suggests that a bleak fate befell Gutierrez's expedition. What will you do if we find him alive? I will not know until it happens. Perhaps he will be willing to travel with us. Laszlo stares into his bowl for a moment before replying. A strange tone creeps into his voice. Its nature is difficult to pin down. Perhaps he will. If you find him dead, will you leave? I feel like he's actually looking for this guy for, like, revenge or something. It's just on that tone. If we find him dead, will you leave? I am under your command. I will follow you until you will no longer have me. You sit in silence for a while, and Laszlo finishes his meal. He excuses himself from the table and returns to his tent to maintain his equipment. He leaves you with the distinct impression that heavy thoughts are weighing on his mind, thoughts that he is clearly not prepared to share with you. That's fair. No need to... We all got our baggage. Keep going down the coast, then. A boar. Excellent. That meat. Oh, there's a road over here. Let's get to the road if I can. Oh, there's a native. There's a native group here too. It looks like they're not going to be super friendly, so best be careful about that. Auto assign that. Auto assign. Can you start doing that? Because I want you... That. I want you preserving. I want you preserving. I want you hunting. I want you... I mean, I don't have any herbalism to do, so that's actually perfect then. There we go. Well, cannibals. Montego Aragones runs up to you from the rear of your column. Capitan, we are being followed by a group of savages. They are very sneaky, but they can't fool me. How many are there? How is their force structured? Possible to tell. The wilderness is too dense and we don't have enough scouts to get a decent overview. Call out to them, so let's see if we can resolve this peacefully. Your translator shouts a greeting out into the dense swampland behind you. Quite some time passes before tribal warriors step out of the wilderness, covered in war paint and adorned with jewelry made of bones. They brandish their weapons menacingly. Offer them 1,000 valuables. Your servants bring out a chest half full of gold and silver trinkets, and you open it and present its contents to the savages. It's immediately clear that your offer was not good enough. The savages exchange a few words among themselves, and then they pounce. Alright, guess we're fighting. Could have gone better for you, but guess not. Alright, my crew. Alright, my crew, let's go. Ooh, this is nice. Pretty good position, too. Oh, but pretty good. Oh, and I can't shoot through that, fortunately, so let's get them in position. Overwatching. There are 8 of them. That shouldn't be too bad, right? They're all veteran, man-at-arm level. They're all veteran and man-at-arm level. Okay, so they're a little bit beefier than my normal crew, but... There we go. And bring you up. And first combat in Mexico. Here we go. Oh, right. No, she's not able to do anything there. I can't get you. All right, let's give this a try. Aha! Oh, you gonna go down? You do go down. 1 down. Running the gauntlet. That's funny. And miss. Ow. Aragones. I was crippled. Wow, that was a long shot. Literally. Let's see. Let's pick you away from here. Let's have you take here, just so that you're between them. Does this allow me to actually... Oh, that's my attack action, damn. I do need you to not be in line of fire there. Right. You... Stun him. That should allow you... Get up here real quick, because I'm going to have you do a stabby stab. Then bring you here for another stun. There we go. And it could be better, it could be worse. They're definitely tougher. Oh, the doctor. There we go. Aha! Oh, that's what we get for dealing with cannibals. This isn't good. See if we can get you... Please kill him. You did not kill him, damn it. Gonna move you over here. Nice shot on this warrior. Gonna have to risk the attack of opportunity. Gonna hurt. Yep, it's gonna hurt. But get Argones up. There we go. See, can we finish you off? Yes, we can. Excellent. And we're gonna get you. Come on, Isabella. There we go. And let's get the man-at-arms. Let's keep focusing down the man-at-arms. What a curse on me! How dare he? Ow! I'm poisoned, and it's the doctor being poisoned too. You're down. Bye. Damn. Come on. And you go down. You keep healing Aragons. See, can we get you? Oh god, not enough. But maybe it's a risky. No, damn. Oh well. We're doing pretty well though. Actually, I can move you. Oh, now I can move you guys over here. Start getting ready to deal with them. Kind of pincer them in. I need you to start moving up into position. Start firing at them. On. Ow. Ow. Aragons, no! Don't worry, I'll revive you in a second. Ooh, critical. Don't worry, Aragons. I got you. Alright, let's get here and die. There we go. Then that should get rid of you. There we go. Then and that. And then you. And that should get rid of you. Alright. And end turn. Oh, Velasquez is down. Alright, fire. There we go. Isabella. Or Trevino, sorry. And you fire. And victory is mine. Harmlessly poisoned and harmless bone fracture. Joy. That's the last of them, Capitan. How shall we deal with the survivors? Leave them. If they have anything worth taking, bring it to the carts. Teresa Sanchez turns to the rest of the troops and raises her hand. Your troops stand by while the servants scavenge the bodies, finding bits of useful equipment and a few valuable trinkets, and bring it back to your carts. Good, 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 good. There is no need for bloodshed. Chart the goal start, chart the swamp. Okay. Well, we can keep heading down the road then. Now we can just keep heading down this road. Good thing they have a road set up for us. Alright. So, let's see. You need to be treated. I'll treat you. And you need to be treated, so Sanchez can treat you. Hunting. Else? Alright, we're good. Excellent. And keeping further down. We're almost to this Pearl Diver village we were told about. So 5 cairns for the... Got it. before we actually get in there. Save. All right, we made it to the next village. Our adventure has not. Our adventure's been pretty fruitful so far. All right, let's see what they got. On the coast of the dreary swamp, the Pearl Fishers. On the coast of the dreary swamp, you reach an unbelievably beautiful cove, reminiscent of artistic impressions of paradise that you recall seeing on the walls of noble homes back in Spain. Small huts are gathered in clusters along the beach. Approach the settlement. News of your arrival from the swamp apparently spreads quickly. The villagers come out of their huts or up off the beach to see what the commotion is about. A rotund man with several pearl necklaces glittering on his chest is out in front, followed by a small group of eager young men and women. He greets you warmly, in a language some of your servants are fortunately familiar with. Glorious shining gods! The prophecies have foretold your arrival. Your humble servant Popopoyotl is ready to receive your wisdom. We are not gods, merely travelers from a distant land. Popopoyotl spreads his arm in a wide gesture. Your modesty is impressive as the legends describe, my esteemed lord. Oh, joy. We're gonna get a road to El Dorado situation? Popopoyotl beckons you to follow him towards the center of the village, insofar as this village even has a center at all. He happily proclaims something in his booming voice, and a few children break out of the crowd and run ahead of you into the village. Follow Popo. I'm going to call him Popo, just so it would make it easier on me. As soon as you enter their village, you are surrounded by young men and women dancing your welcome and hanging pearl necklaces around the necks of all the members of your expedition. In front of the largest hut in the village, though that isn't saying much, Popo turns to you and bows again. Splendiferous divine lord, you and your companions would do us the greatest of honors if you would join us for a feast tonight in celebration of your visit. I'm not going to say no to a feast. Your people spend the rest of the day in the fishing village, enjoying the hospitality and friendliness of the population. In the evening, a huge bouquet is arranged on a low circular table around a bonfire in the center of the village. You and your men laugh and eat and drink and dance and have a thoroughly good time. You have ample opportunity to ask the pearl fishers about the lands that surround their village, and they share tales of the majestic capital of a great empire to the southwest and prosperous cities to the northwest. More intriguingly, they recount legends of a lost city of gold, though they have no knowledge of its whereabouts. I just saw we had Tenochtitlan in there as well, so that's the Mayan capital. Towards the end of the festivities, Popo approaches you with a broad smile on his face. Bruno Villarejo, my dearest friend, my honored guest, you are a great leader, and I can tell that you are also a wise leader to those who follow you. I wish to offer you my beautiful, skillful daughter, Tayana, to be your wife. Popo nudges his daughter forward. She is indeed quite beautiful, with delicate features and a healthy figure. The young woman seems to light up at the prospect of a life of adventure. Pull her aside to speak to her in private. You pull Tayana away. She follows you a little bit away from the feast. She looks a bit puzzled. How do you feel about this proposal? Great shining Villarejo, it would make me indescribably proud to join my fate to yours and follow you in your travels. You can't help but wonder if your translator took any liberties with Tayana's words, but there's no doubt that he represented the trapper's meaning well. Oh, she's a trapper. Interesting. So you would be happy if I were to accept your father's proposal. She stares at you wide-eyed and nods. That would make me very happy. Sure. Sure, I'll marry a local woman. Splendid. Popo breaks out laughing and dances around you in a most exaggerated manner. Tomorrow I shall conduct the ceremony myself, and Tayana will accompany you on your travels through the world and through life. Tayana herself seems very excited and accompanies you as you are shown to your hut. You spend the night getting to know each other better, and Tayana definitely seems like a very nice young woman. The marriage ceremony takes place on the beach, bathed in the light of the rising sun, and is refreshingly brief and to the point. The whole village once again shows up to bid you and Tayana farewell as you continue your travels. I haven't even been here a week in game, and I already got hitched. That's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Tayana. She is a trapper. Peaceful, open-minded, adventurous, married. Flint and oak. Gained poison sting. For her, let's get the keen eye, because that seems like something that she'd be good at. Let's upgrade her again. Hailstorm. Rains projectiles down on random adjacent spaces in the area in and around the target space. Can damage allied units. Ooh, that's a really cool idea. Interesting. Sharpshooter is calculated as though the target were... Strider, suck it up. Walker shots. Walker shots would be a good one. Hunting. Hunting. Patrol. There we go. Hyana. Awesome. I might start trying her out for some of my next things. Okay, so we got a couple things that we can go. There's Tenochtitlan, so that's where the Aztecs are. But then we have Zalapa, which I don't know as much about, unfortunately. Ooh, treasure. Treasure, 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 treasure. Good. So, it basically just seems like a free roam adventure thing. Just determine what you want to do, I guess. Well, it would be neat to try to just do, like, go from north to south. So, let's try that. Put you as a hunter for right now. You on patrol. You as my tinker. Sanchez as... Well, let's have them both be tinkering right now. Oops. There we go. There we go. We have a nice big party. I'm not doing too bad on food right now, so let's just let's follow the road for a little bit. We kind of just went like straight down the way, so following it around might lead us somewhere cool. Ooh, treasure. Set sail for the treasure. Brand. There we go. More meat. We found some valuables. And more valuables. Man, we are truly in the blessed land of God. The blessed lands of the holy. All these riches. Herbs. Herbs are good. 15 eat. Steel spirit. Your servants are just about ready with dinner, but Bernardo is nowhere to be found. You take a quick walk around the outskirts of the camp and find him bent over an anvil next to a small fire, hammering rhythmically on a piece of metal. Dinner is served, Trevino. He looks up without pausing in his strikes. Gracias, Capitan, but I must finish this if you don't mind. Getting the steel hot enough to strike out here in the middle of the jungle took quite a bit of effort. What are you working on? The head of my polearm could bear no more sharpening. It needs to be replaced. Did you learn to do this from your father? Trevino nods. Blacksmithing was never my calling, but I enjoy it as a complement to battle. I find a great deal of security in being able to maintain my own equipment. Well, don't forget to eat when you're done. We'll save you a ration. He nods before once again turning his full attention towards the hammer and the steel. Ah, nice little character thing about him. So, it's been almost 6 months since this expedition began. Broken axle. The Olayed supply cart, weakened under the stress of the lengthy travel, has split its rear axle, halting the caravan in its tracks. Your people give the cart a cursory examination. We could repair the cart, but it takes several hours. If we need to get moving right away, we could take the pole from a halberd or similar and use that as a makeshift axle that might work. Sure, that works. I have enough equipment that works. There we go. Okay, so that's herbs. Let's just get this out of the way. Fully replenished. Let's keep heading north this time. Oh, I see something. I see something. A Karen. Huzzah. Let's see. Let's have you on herbalism for right now. You auto-assign to meat. And you preserve. There we go. All right, we got another swamp one. Good. Herbalism that real quick. I don't think we're doing bad. Already, we've gotten a good chunk of this island. We've got a good chunk of Mexico already explored. I don't know how big this... I honestly don't know how big this game is actually going to be. I'm going to be honest. Oh, that looks like a possible enemy. Be on guard. Yeah, he is moving. Alright, so you go back to hunting. Serve. There we go. Let's get back to the meat. Boom. Alright, let's see what happens. The swamp encounter. Traveling through the swamps, your people struggling not to get stuck in the mud. You catch a glimpse of movement between the dead, leafless trees ahead. Scout out the area ahead. You send us few troops ahead through the muck. The soft ground seems to dampen their footsteps, and they return safely and undiscovered. It looks like a small group of tribals, maybe a hunting party, but they have several warriors with them, and one of them looks like a shaman. We counted 3 warriors, 2 trappers, and a shaman. They're equipped for battle, but not very well. Laszlo Pollock draws his weapon. Doesn't sound like they pose a problem in a straight fight, but they might cause some trouble if they follow us and fall on our backs. We'd best kill them now to eliminate any possible threat in the future. Rosilia Padilla throws her hands up. What a typical thing for you to say, Laszlo. Always trying to solve every problem with violence. Let's just avoid them. They clearly don't pose any threat to us. Change your course to avoid trouble. You divert your group in a wide arc around the area ahead, and after a while you feel that it's safe to say that nobody is following you. Okay, that's the next one. Okay. Let's go along the coastline for a bit now. Just to make sure we don't accidentally get too far in. Observe. There we go. Alright, keep going across the coastline until we get as far north as we can get. It looks like... Doesn't look like there's anything much up there, so... Across the coast we go! There's another enemy up here, it looks like. Wait, no, that's just where my arrow points. There we go. Do I want her patrolling? Let's have her patrolling for right now. I'll do it. These are some pretty solid. All right. Can't move any further. Actually, I kind of like you hunting because you give us a lot of meat. Animal herd. Oh, yay, we found a few beasts. Got a bunch of meat. You unlocked tent level 1. Yay! Get some meat. More meat. $25 meat. Ooh, I'm gonna need to do a lot of preserving. Oof. So let's have you preserve. All of our hunters, you're gonna be preserving right now. Preserve. You preserve. You preserve. You're still doing your thing, Velasquez. Okay, so we're gonna lose 12 meat, but we're gonna get a lot of supplies. We got a few supplies, I should say. All right, we charted the swamp. I thought consolidate your maps of the swamp when you make camp. Oh, nice. Oh, sunken ruins. Ooh, and that looks like the border. Well, that's as far as we can go that way. But there's some ruins over here. You can go check those out. Keep going, keep going. Grab these things first. Let's consolidate maps. There. Hunting. 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 There we go. Chart the map. Chart the... We have charted the swamp. Huzzah. There was much rejoicing. Alright, I need some... How much experience do I need to get you up to that? I need 600 EXP, so... Best to keep on that for a bit. Well, let's see. Maybe, depending on how long this takes, this might end with me finding some ruins to go do. The sunken ruins. Amidst crumbled stones overgrown with moss and fungi, a dank, dripping tunnel extends into the soft ground. The air around the ruin carries a stale smell of decomposition, and strange scraping sounds echo inside the opening. Select an expedition member to scout ahead. Aragones. Montego Aragones draws his weapon and steels himself against whatever lies ahead. Slowly entering the tunnel, he soon disappears out of sight into the darkness. You listen for his footsteps for a while until they fade to nothing. After waiting for a period of time which by anybody's reckoning is too long, Montego returns as cautiously as he went in, his eyebrows furrowed, wiping nervous sweat off his forehead. Tribals, Captain. A dozen or so. Thieves by the look of it, sitting on top of great treasure. They are poorly equipped for combat, but they must have been raiding the civilized settlements here for some time to build such a horde. Can we reason with them? Certainly not. I'd stake my life on it. Storm the den with 6 expedition members. You and your troops hustle through the dark tunnels. Your path is dimly lit through cracks in the ceiling, reflecting off the wet stone. Around a particularly tight and narrow bend, you burst into a room full of an eclectic mix of gold and jade treasure, clearly the product of several different cultures. Okay, so this is like a bunch of people doing it, but let's see if they have a reasoning. There are 11 war-painted natives in the room by your count. You appear to have interrupted them in the middle of a meal, but they've clearly heard you coming because they are all facing you as you enter the room. Alright, it's 11v6. Actually, let's give Tayana a try. So Lopez is going to be sitting this one out, but I'm going to give Tayana a try. He has a cool ability, and it's... Oh, it's a dungeon. It's like an actual dungeon. Interesting. But I have to kill them all in 12 turns. Oof. I don't like that. Okay. Need you to move out of the way now. Just so that they move out of, just so that they're out of the way. There we go. And then you should be able to get up. Block the shots. Okay. And Doctor, come up. There we go. I have 12 rounds to do this. Great. Ow, dick. Okay, at least they're moving all to me, but it's kind of cool that we have an actual dungeon to play through now, too. There we go. 9 enemies in 11 turns. And you... gonna get a stun, boy. Except that way you can't go for them. Luckily, they are running towards me, so as long as I just keep moving forward, I can maybe do it. Manage it. Well, most of them are. Some of them are not. This is an interesting challenge. You go down. And you go here just to catch the next one as the shaman comes up. You here. And I need Velasquez. I need you doing a heal on Trevino. There we go. Move up. Never mind. But I will have you do Overwatch just to get anyone moving out from there. And move you up too. This might have been a better spot for scouts, unfortunately. But I didn't realize that this is how the battlefield was going to be laid out. But I should have Aragones be in the front because he can get behind people. So that's what makes him good for this type of situation. So they're all defending. Have you faint behind. You get into this one. Then leaves room for Isabella to attack from this one. Neither of you have any movement left. So that leaves Velasquez. Actually, Velasquez, stay back. Ayana here with an Overwatch. And you here with an Overwatch. Can't get anyone. No, I can't. An Overwatch. And whoops, come on. And you here. An Overwatch. There we go. Aha! Tiana was not killed. Where? Not far enough, damn it. Move you over here. Ah, tiny net. It's a net and it's tiny. Oh well. Get our big boys out there then. Hunter, do your thing. God damn it. Why are you in full cover? Not cool. Stupid people, stupid my people being in the way. I can't get you. There we go. Alright. Oh, we got 2 shamans. Damn it. Aha! Quick shot seems fairly useless. Sometimes it seems like. Okay, that shaman's about to go down. Let's move into this square. Invoke attack from Judy. Hi! Get rid of you. Move you over to this wider space. Move you over to this wider space as well. Tina. Move Tina here. Okay, I like that spell. I like that ability. It's a nice one. Oh. Poison now. I see. Oh, that didn't work out well for you, did it? I think these are the... I think I'm almost good on, things like 3... Okay, yep. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. Velasquez, I need you to do something for me real quick. Please heal Trevino. Thank you. Okay. See if we can get it. Well, first off, let's get... There we go. See if we can get you killed first. Perfect. Then, now I can do this. And Dunzo. You over here. And flanking. And you're done. And move you up. And then there were 2. You can still move. You flank. You can move up here. And it's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna need to book it over there after this. There we go. Argones, do some work next round. Ayana will assist because she can run very far. And you shall go up too. Our good friend the doctor. Move up. And then the soldiers will take up the rear because they are slow as fuck. Oh, that worked. Yay me! Hooray! After a quick battle, you stand victorious. Your people help your servants reach the cave and claim all the treasures for Spain. Huzzah! Hooray! We killed some people. Alright, good exploration of the swamp to start out Mexico. Already a decent chunk of the land has been explored by me. That's pretty impressive. Alright, good first time in Mexico. Let's hope it lasts.